Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In this video, we are going to work on a very interesting project, mainly including, how we can do lip sync, on a still image, mainly to build, digital humans, digital avatars that can basically talk. That's the agenda of this video. Okay. Now there are a lot of tools out there, a lot of startups, who are working in this field, right? For example, we have DID. That's a platform where you can build these kind of digital human. There are unique, again, one more platform where you can do the same, synthesia and so on and so forth, where you can build these digital humans. You have an still image, you can take my image, you can take anybody yours image or anybody else's image, right? And you have a cloned voice. How you can lip sync that cloned voice with that still image and make like a human talking, right? So those kind of scenario, mainly a deep fake, right, with generative AI, based on generative AI deepfakes. uh, because the reason behind it that we have so much of you know innovation that is happening in this space. If you talk about companies like 11 Labs, right, they have their you know text to speech cloned ability where you can clone voices. We have earlier Tortoise TTS, a lot of other tools where you can clone somebody else's voice. Microsoft released a tool where you can just take a 10 to 20 seconds of audio and you can have a cloned voice of it, right? So you can take my voice and create a YouTube video as well, taking a still images, right? So that's the agenda of this video. See how we can use something called Hallo2. So Hallo2 is something that I'm going to use in this video, which is an open source uh, framework, I will say, or tool that we're going to work with, in this video. So if you look at here on my screen, I'm on Google Colab and I'm using A100 GPU. I recommend you should get a high-end GPU to work with this tool. And if you look at here, it's called Fudan Generative Vision is the creator of Hello 2. The credit goes to them. Go and start this repository, fork it, and of course they deserve all the credits, right? They say long duration and high resolution audio driven portrait image animation. Fantastic, right? So you can basically animate it. If you look at here how the people are talking, you can see Taylor Swift speech and New York University. And if you look at John Rockstrom's speech at TEDx, and we have Churchill's Iron Curtain speech and LLM course from Stanford, up to an hour. So you can basically create a long, duration as well, for this videos. That's the agenda of this, right? This video, we're gonna see how we can do it, like, and I'll show you. Let me show you something, so I already have something that I want to show you. So if you look at this,
I support Trump's name for the president. Go and vote for him as he is the leader the United States of America needs. I
so if you look at
support
this guide,
Trump's
and I
name for
only
the
did it, I
president.
only ran it for I only ran it for 40 inference step. You can increase the inference steps and of course take a better quality image and so on and so forth, of course further enhance it. But if you look at here, there is an election coming up in the United States, and people are have been divided for Trump and for Kamala Harris and so on and so forth, right? So if you look at here, this is the current president of the United States of America, right? Joe Biden. And Joe Biden, I took a still image and I cloned his voice, and I'll show you how I cloned it. And then I basically created this video. If
Go
you
and
look at
vote for
here, right?
him as he is the leader the United States of America needs.
So he says, "Go and vote for Trump," right? So these are example of misuse, guys. We can use AI, these kind of generative abilities, of the AI that we have that basically can be misused, in these kind of elections and a lot of other industries mainly, right? So we have to be a bit. I also wanted to bring this up that there are so much of things that we can do with this technology and people can misuse it easily. And Elon says, right, that it's so dangerous that we can't even imagine, right? So, and if you look at here, that's the repository. So go and start the repository. Coming back to here, for cloning, I'm going to use Tortoise TTS. I have a video like created 2 years back where I created a deep fake of Sam Altman. People were probably aware of Sam Altman 2 years back after the rise of ChatGPT, right? So I created a video and I used Tortoise TTS in Google Colab. But just to keep this video short, you can also use this on Replicate. So you can see I'm here on Replicate. And of course, you can use this for free as well for some hobby projects. It's by Afieka87. So, credits to him for hosting this on Replicate. But this runs on T4 GPU, so you can basically use it on Google Colab free as well, on GPU if you want to use that. Watch that video. I'll give the link in description. Now, here I'm gonna bring up that audio. So I already have cloned his voice, but I'll show you how you can clone it and how you can just then use Hallo2 to basically animate. I have to restart the session after installing. So what I'm doing here, I'm first cloning the GitHub repository of Hallo2 by Feud and Generative Vision. That you can see it over here, and then once I clone it, and then I have to go CD inside it. Now, so Hallo2 is basically, a model, of course, that can, generate lip sync videos from still images, right? That's what it does. Still images of faces and also audios. That also basically works. You can generate high resolutions and long duration videos as well, because it was a challenge earlier. It's open source, freely accessible for researchers and developers. So basically you can use it to build on top of it. And then it has an advanced synchronization, because when you do lip syncing, right, so you have to look at synchronization techniques to make the perfect sync, and that's where they use these kind of things. You can probably read the research paper that they also have that. Now, I'm not gonna go deep into it. Let me just directly jump into the code. Now, if you look at here, we first cloned it, and then we're gonna cd inside it. And once you cd, you have to do a pip install requirements txt. I already did that just to save some time. And after that, you have to restart the session. So once you restart the session, again, you have to cd inside it, because then it comes out of the environment, right? Now you need to install ffmpeg, a command line utility tool for video manipulations or video processing, whatever you call it. So I just installed it. And then couple of things over here. So, if you look at here, there's a git lfs large file that you have to basically use to install it. Now, if you run this command, right, this basically gives you an error. It does not work in my Colab. So I used Hugging Face APIs over here, to basically, create a folder, and then, use wget to basically get all the models, weights, and checkpoints. If you look at here, net.pth and blah blah blah, right? CKPT, the checkpoints, and the safe tensor, so all the model weights and checkpoints, and then I store that in these folders, and you can see it's like 5 GBs of files. That you can see the net.pth is almost 5 GB. We have a checkpoint around 2 GB, and then we have one is around like 3 GB. So you need like 10 GB, or also need a bit of storage as well to do that. So this will throw you errors, so better to get it through Hugging Face API. So I'm just showing you step by step that how you can basically do this. Takes a bit of time, so let's wait for it. And then once you install all of these things, okay, once you do all these installations, now what you have to do, you need to bring up the images and videos, right? Sorry, excuse me, audios. So images, there should be a still image, and there should be a cloned audio, and then you're gonna basically lip sync. So for that, you have to change the files in here. Okay, so let me just go to, you know, uh, Hallo2. So you can see the Hallo2, and if you go to configs, you go to inference, and there's a file called long YAML. Okay, so if you open long YAML, I'll explain that a bit. Now double click on long YAML, so it will open that here, and just let's just use the cider to expand it further. So two things you have to focus. One is source image. What should be your source image? And other is driving audio, the audio that you need. Inference step 40. If you make 50, if you are familiar with diffusion models, you will know what inference steps are. Then we have CFG scale. You have a lot of other things that you should focus on. If you want to work with the inference params, you can expand that further and enhance it. But here are the two things. You need to bring up your still image and your audio. So where you have to go? You have to go in examples in this folder left hand side, and then you have two things. You have two folders that you have to look at. You have to look at reference images, and then you have to look at driving audios. Right, so reference images and driving audio. Let's take somebody image. Whose image we should take, guys? uh I don't know, probably. Yeah, I think Biden is fine. Like, so we can have Biden's image over here. So what you have to do, you have to upload the Biden's image. So I'm uploading, uh you can see there's something called job.jpg. So I'm just going to replace this with job, and then you replace your audio file. So you have to upload the audio in driving audios here. So let's come and upload that audio. And the audio I can probably use, I don't know which audio to use. Yeah, probably this one. No, 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 I think not that one. Okay, you have to, because you have to first clone the audio. So this is not the audio, this is the original one. So I'm gonna delete this file and I'm gonna upload this one. Now the question is, how do we clone this? Okay, you can see it's a WAV file. Okay, so you need to give a WAV here, job.wav. Now I'll just save it. Now I'll show you how you can basically do it. Now here in the custom voice, just remove this set. Okay, now you can drag and drop. Okay, so for example, if this is your sample audio, I'll play it. This is a sample that I downloaded from YouTube.
And
It's
just
about
the other
Biden
day,
is
a
talking
speaker at
about.
his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
So this is the audio. So what you have to do, you have to basically just do a drag and drop over here, right? You just do a drag and drop, and once you do a drag and drop, you just bring up your reference audio over here. And once that is, I don't know what's really happened, but uh, seems like it's stuck. So let me just upload it from here. Okay, this is, yeah. So you can see the audio is here. Now you can just write something over here. To all the Indians, something like this. Today is Diwali in India here, guys. It's a big festival in India. It's a festival of lights. Okay, it's a festival of, you know, if you know, there's a very religious thing, very holy driven. I say there's something called Ramayana, where the Lord Rama, he came to his uh, city after like uh, after the win over Ravana. Ravana is like, if you've seen Sri Lanka and all of those things, you'll probably aware of the story. So there is a festival today. So we'll talk about it here. I want Biden to talk about it. So what I'm going to write is, to all Indians, I wish a happy Diwali. I wish you a happy Diwali is fine. To all Indians, I wish a happy Diwali, and go and vote for Donald Trump, as he is the leader. He is the leader, probably Donald Trump as United States of America. So this will be as the United States of America needs, or something. It's him as a leader, something like this, right? So you can give a text here, right? And then you bring up a custom voice. And if you don't have a voice B, you can have a disabled voice. You can have multiple voices, and then you have different preset. Fast is pretty good. You can have ultra fast, fast, standard, high quality, so on and so forth, right? And then you can just do boot plus run. Now, when you do that, it will it will start creating it. You can see the output over here, right? So it will start creating it. It takes few minutes, because then it has to uh, run the model, inference it, and then generate an audio for you, and then you can use that audio here, upload the audio over here, and then you can deal with it, right? Now, if you go on top here, this would have thrown an error, right? So we have to run this thingy. So let's run this thingy here, right? Through Hugging Face APIs, and then you can basically use this, to bring up all the model checkpoints, and then probably store it. You can see it started downloading it, so on and so forth, right? So it takes a bit of time to download all the model checkpoints, and then the next step is you just have to run this thingy. So what I'm going to do is, of course, show you this part, because this takes a bit of time, guys. This basically this takes a few minutes, because it's on T4, not a very high-end GPU. to be honest. So, you can also host this on A100 or L40 or any RTX base as well, depending on if you have the GPU. But the idea is to show you that how easy it is. If you understand the flow, you can do a lot of things with these guys, right? You can build an AI agent, you can build a RAG on top of it where you have, near real time. Not say real time because very difficult to do that. Near real time, of course, you can achieve. People are building AI girlfriends and so on and so forth, is nowadays, which I find really useless, to be honest. You have to solve complex problems, right? But there is so much of misuse that is happening in the industry with these kind of technology. But the thing is, here you make these changes, source images, you bring up your own image and a wave file. You have your weight data type, which is FV16. You can also have BF16. I can still use it because I'm on A100. BF16 is supported on MPD architecture, so you can do that. And then you have, you know, source image, driving audio, export video on 25 frames per second. You can increase the inference steps, so on and so forth, right? And then this remains completely as default if you don't want to change this further. Now this is on the long YAML, so I'm just gonna close the long YAML for now. Okay, and you can see it's basically fetching up all the files over here, the model checkpoints. Now this is also it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna take a pause here and come back when this is done. All right, guys. If you look at here first, we got our audio. It took like few minutes to like took 4 minutes by the way. It's generated in 4 minutes, and I downloaded this audio. Let me play that for you.
To all Indians, I wish a happy Diwali and go and vote for Donald Trump as the United States of America needs him as a leader.
Yeah. So
To all Indians, I wish a
you can see
happy
this. So this is the cloned voice that I got it. Now, what I did, I took that and uploaded here inside the driving audios within the examples folder. So there is driving audio, which is a subfolder within the examples folder, and then we have a reference images folder. And in reference images, I have the job like JPG, which is nothing but the Biden's image that you will see it over here. You know, and then if you come here, you can find out the audios. Now I ran that. Okay, I ran that command, and it's almost done. You can see it over here, right? 8 of 12. And then I have run it for 50 inference steps. It's taking a bit of time to run it. Yeah, but once it run it, you can find it out in an output folder. Okay. So let me just minimize all of these folders. Now you configs, you have examples, and then this is the output long. This is where you'll find out your output. Okay, it will write it that. So you just ffmpeg to basically write it. So here what we are doing, we are combining tortoise TTS with Hallo2. So tortoise TTS for cloning, you can use Microsoft models. You can use any other models for cloning. There are a lot of frameworks and tools available, and then you can combine that with Hallo2 to basically build a talking avatar or something, digital human with proper lip sync, so on and so forth, right? So let's wait for it, guys. I think we're almost done, right? We'll see. And I already shown you the previous one. This was the previous one that I created before
I
this recording this
support
video,
Trump's name for the president. Go and vote for him as he is the leader the United States of America needs.
right? You see him, right?
I support Trump's name for the president. Go and vote for him as he is the leader the United States of America.
And what you can also do, I'll show you a tool where you can get very good, like AI avatars and humans, like AI generated images, right? So, you can take any one of the image and say, happy something, right? So, you can take AI avatar or something, and you can find out bunch of images that you can probably use, to use lip sync kind of lip sync and then do it with that. You can also do that, okay? You can take, and not only that, right? For example, if I show you here, right? If you say Indian lady or something, or not Indian lady, let me show you news anchor, because news anchor is something that, right, people are talking about a lot. People are building news anchor. It's like a very big thing or a rocket science, like easy stuff, guys, right? So, if you take these kind of things, right, uh, you can just have a look. Probably this one, right? This lady here or this lady here, right? And you can take these images and you can just build something right on top of it. So try it out. I recommend you try it out. You know, a lot of good images over here. In Lexica, you can find out. Of course, give credit to the creators, of course. You should always do that. That's very important. Yeah, I liked it. Lot of images over here, right? Or you can use Midjourney or DALI to generate or Stable Diffusion, whatever, Flux as well. What happened to Flux, guys? Like sidelined, it seems, by community. Anyway, let me go to output long. Okay, you have debug, and you can find it out. It says video ready in output long, debug job, and merge video. So this is where your video is, right? So you come to merge video over here, and this is your video. You have to download this file. And once you download this file, it basically downloads it, and then you can play the video
To
to
all
find it.
Indians, I wish a happy Diwali and go and vote for Donald Trump as the United States of America needs him as a leader.
Right? You saw it, right? So it's that powerful, right? It's easy to work with. You can do a lot of things with this, right? So this is what I wanted to show you, that how you can use Hallo2, and you don't have to pay money, guys, to anybody. You have to watch videos. You have to find out the right videos to watch and then build your applications on top of it. Try to do it yourself. It's not rocket science. For people who are training models, foundational models, that's where the real thing happens. Not building a RAG chatbot or an AI agent flow or building these kind of abilities. They're all wrappers, to be honest, right? So don't see this as a challenging thing. Try to learn and try to execute things on the go, right? The notebook will be available on my GitHub repository. I hope you like the content. If you like the content, please hit the like icon. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe the channel, guys. That motivates me to create more such videos in near future. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.